Alright, what we have here is a Dodge power steering pump for a Ram 2500 2003, or in my case it's a 5500. But what's happening is in the vehicle, this pump was replaced about 4 months ago, so it still has a warranty on it. But what happened is the pump is leaking right here. So right between where the reservoir attaches and the pump itself. So that's a problem. So took the unit out because I tried to remove this with it in the vehicle, and that was a bit impossible. So now this unit sits in the vehicle like this. Okay, so facing the front of the vehicle it's like this. Okay, and you have two bolts that hold this guy on, just like so, 1 and 2. Now I tried to get this bolt out, but there was no space with it in the vehicle at the moment. But now here we are. So we're having a leak right here. So that's between this joint. So as you take these screws out, this unit comes apart. So then I started inspecting this. Not sure how good this will come up. But I did notice deterioration on this O-ring here. So that is probably the problem right there. So here is my approach. Alright, so my quick approach is going to be placing some ultra safe silicone gasket maker here. I'm going to place some around this O-ring here. First I'm going to dry it off good. So I'm going to place some of the gasket maker. Then I'm going to put some of this Teflon tape on here. And then I'm going to put in some more silicone maker right here on the outside. So we'll see how that works and I'll let you know. Alright, so change of plans here. Decided not to go with this tape here. And I'm just going to go with the silicone gasket maker here. And ideally, you would just return this and get a new unit once you had it out at this point. But I have to take my truck for a drive tomorrow morning very early. So what I'm going to do is, I'll let you know if this holds up. And what we got going on here is a drip. So the drip that's happening here is about, if you have your vehicle parked, you might be having 4 drips an hour, I would say. So anyways, it's annoying, but I wanted to get this worked on. So what I'm going to do is I got the gasket maker on here. Then I'm going to let it sit for about an hour. I'm going to come back and you're just going to go in here, push it in together and put the bolts through. Lock these guys in, okay, and then you put the unit in. I'm going to make sure that the joint here is dry as possible. This is I'm going to get some time on this so that it dries for about an hour or so. And once you put it on there, leave it on there. You don't want this silicone gasket material here getting mixed with your power steering fluid. That is not a good combo. So get this nice and clean, get this nice and clean, wipe it up nice, then I'm adding the silicone for it. Now I would consider this an emergency fix, so this is not this is not a recommended procedure, but this is in case you're in a hurry and you need to get something up and running and the shop is not open for you, this might work. I'll let you know. Alright, so take 2 here. We've just added the silicone. We're letting it dry for about an hour. Then we're going to go ahead and join this in there and then put the screws on and then put it back together. So you want to have everything nice and dry. The O-ring looks like it failed. That's why it's leaking at approximately 4 drops an hour is kind of my calculation based on what's going on. So anyways. Alright, so we got the gasket maker on there. It's been an hour later, so about to put it back together. I also put additional gasket maker even now, just so it spreads in the right spots, but everything's on the outside here, so inside nice and clean. Keep that nice and clean there. Alright, this is an emergency repair, so let's put this guy. So we have the nozzles, the openings facing downward. This is where you fill from the top. Okay, we got her in there. When I joined the unit, you can feel the silicone getting pressed, which is good. Remember, don't let any silicone on the inside. I'm going to go ahead and put this in from the bottom of the vehicle up. So I'm going to push it in from the bottom up. While this unit was inside the vehicle, I was able to get the top bolt off, but I could not get this bolt off, and this unit could not flop out of the way because there's too much equipment in the area. So I had to pull the unit out. So it's held in there with 3 bolts. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we're going to put it back together, attach the 2 hoses, and we're good to go. I'm also going to make sure that the unit is as dry as possible. So dry this up nice. You don't want any fluid on your belt. By the way, if you need to pull the gear off, so if you're replacing this unit, you need to pull this pulley off. And for that I went to O'Reilly's and picked up the 67010. That is the pulley, puller, and installation kit. This pulls the pulley off and installs it for you. So you got to have this tool. It's really critical. And the way it works is to remove, just attach this. These guy comes up like this, attaches there, clamps here, and it clamps onto this guy. And then you hold this in place with a wrench here and tighten this guy, and that pulls this pulley right off, and you put your new power steering pump on and you're good to go. This guy locks this in place as well. So very critical. Can't do this without this tool. You want to have this. So to attach the pulley, this guy screws right in here, threads in like that, and then you tighten this guy down, because tighten this guy down, pushes the pulley down and attaches it to the shaft. So this guy needs to go on there, and that's what you do. Alright, so I got the steering pump back in place. One of the tricks to getting this guy in over to this side in between these brackets is you need a little leverage with a small screwdriver. Get in there and pry this guy open. So pry him open. That'll give you a little bit more space so you can get this guy inside there. Next is, I've got 2 of my bolts in. I'm working on my 3rd bolt. And main rule here is jiggle. Keep all your bolts loose until they're in, then you can go tighten them. Okay. So I've got all 3 bolts in, and I'm tightening now. So now we're going to go max tighten all the bolts to the max, and don't over tighten. Okay. This is a size 13 bolt. Put your finger through here, feel where the bolt head is, and that's where you adjust the pump. So that's where you put your socket through. Alright, now we're going to get our channel locks. Actually, I'm going to do this guy last. I'm going to get this guy here. And you want to have these hoses covered up when you're working on this, so nothing falls in there. And when you're under here, you want to wear your safety glasses so nothing falls in your eyes. Okay, it's nice and tight. Next, guy on, push him on. All right. Channel locks. Maybe smaller channel locks would be better for you. Close, but not close enough. Bingo. Give it a jiggle. Okay, they're both good. So right here is where I had the leak last time, right in between these two. So let's see if this emergency fix works. Pretty sure it will work. We'll see. So I just got my serpentine belt back on. Everything looks good. One trick I like to use is an extension to see how long this guy is. So you have a socket, he's in here, but your socket normally is about maybe 12 inches long. Okay, with this extension, that 12 inches, you could turn it into approximately 18 inches. So you can really leverage, it's like, really give it some good leverage. Otherwise, it's almost like you need two people to do this job. So, anyways, it's a leverage tip right there. All right, all done down here.
Hello, thanks for watching. I hope you picked up a tip or two from this video. By evening, I work on some personal DIY projects. By day, I help individuals and businesses grow. I would appreciate a follow or subscribe as more videos will be coming. Have a great day.